Spencer, I'd love for you to maybe give an introduction to the IFA, what it's about, talk through some membership benefits and so on, and then talk about the upcoming convention and how it's different this year.
Yeah, and thank you, Tom, for having us on. Really appreciate it and have appreciated your years of membership as well. So the International Franchise Association, we are a 501c6. We're based in Washington, D.C. And our primary aim is threefold. One, we protect franchisors. So franchisor brands, we have about 1,100 that are members of ours. And we go to Capitol Hill every day. We have a massive GR team fighting for the CARES Act. PPP loans has been kind of our recent projects. So that's the number one thing that we're doing on a local, state, and federal level. We're going to your legislators. And we also have franchisees that are part of the association. We activate those local small businesses to lobby on that level as well. So the next thing that we do is we enhance and educate, and that's really where our IFA convention is kind of our premier educational event, really the industry's premier educational event. We're really excited to have the convention in a virtual format this year. We're using some really high-powered technology. Cvent and Entrado are kind of going to be how the convention is set up. And we've really taken note of, how other virtual events have gone for people. We were lucky enough to actually have the IFA convention before the pandemic started last year. So this year, we've really tried to get the in-person aspect of the convention. So I definitely recommend, if anyone's thinking about coming to the convention, be camera ready, attend it just like you would the normal convention. We want people on their webcams. We have a few different sessions this year. So we have a problem solving session where you can come with, biggest problem your business is experiencing this year and have experts and people that have been in this industry for decades help work through those in a group setting. So definitely encouraging people to come with questions and just come prepared to this like a normal convention. It will be slightly longer just to get everyone on the West Coast and East Coast together. A lot of our sessions are in the afternoon. But for the international sessions, if you're, joining us outside the United States, we do have some morning sessions for that track as well, so that you can join live. But if you aren't able to join live, we will have everything recorded and everything available for up to 3 months after the event. So you don't necessarily, if you can't make it one day, work has gotten crazy, you can certainly look at those sessions afterward. And then the final thing that we as IFA do is promote. So that is franchisors to franchisees. We have an online directory and we have our franchise opportunities guide. And for suppliers, that is promoting you to franchisors and getting you in front of those brands. So those are the kind of three things that we do for our members, and our convention kind of brings those all together. We have a GR track, a policy track, and we also have tons of education, and you'll learn about lead generation as well.
Great. Well, thank you for sharing all of that, Spencer. And, with it being a new format, and for some of our audience, we work a lot with emerging brand franchisors that they're trying to get their first maybe 10 franchises up and going, or their first 25. And if someone's new and they have never maybe attended a convention, certainly then this year won't be different because it'll be their first year. Right. But where I'm going with this is how would you recommend to someone who's attending convention to get the most out of it? What are some strategies with it? Normally you're in person, you're kind of condensed, and when you go to a convention, you get the show book, you kind of maybe circle the sessions you want to attend, you get it mapped out, and then you go to those sessions. This is a little bit different. So would you talk to that a little bit?
Yeah, and I'm glad that you brought up the startup franchises that have, maybe 10 units. If you've never attended IFA convention before, we're happy to extend a comp registration so that you can attend and kind of see how IFA works. And that goes for anyone who's a new member who's never attended before. and as well as one other event. And we're hoping to have our events later this year live. But, I would definitely say, depending on what track they want to go down. So we have personalized tracks for each kind of competency within a franchise brand. So if you're an operations person, a development person, a marketing person, a policy person, we have different tracks. So I definitely recommend taking a look at the personalized tracks. And even if you're a franchisee, now we also have different committees that'll be meeting as well. If you haven't gotten involved in a committee and you're attending the convention, I think that that's super helpful. It's a great way to get to know members and kind of see where your other committee members are going. So I really do think that people should approach this just like a normal convention. Be ready with questions. We're going to have so many interactive sessions, and you'll be able to chat within sessions. We encourage people to, be transparent, trade their information. This is really a networking event, and that's the great thing about IFA, and that's where you're going to find the most benefit whenever you're networking and kind of putting yourself out there to link up with other people. So I definitely think that this is going to be a great convention. We have about 190 sessions. And it's going to happen over 9 days. So if you can't get live on day 1, try for day 2, day 3, day 4, So we have plenty of opportunities. And we also have a lot of awesome speakers. Our general sessions, we've got Seth Godin, who's going to talk about his book called The Practice, and he's going to be talking about creativity. We have Naja West, who's a former Army Surgeon General, and she's going to be talking about leading in uncertain times. We have Jimmy John from Jimmy John's talking about how he built up his business from $25,000 to a multi-million-dollar franchise. And then we also have Jay Shetty, who is a purpose coach and also a former monk. So he is going to be talking about finding your purpose in this industry. So I think that there's a lot of exciting ways, and I would just encourage any brand that's starting up. We also have an emerging franchisor boot camp. So that's kind of a separate session, but it'll be specifically targeted, and you'll only be surrounded. We don't allow people with over 100 units to attend that session, that workshop. So that'll be really, really targeted toward what you're trying to do, which is expand whenever you only have a few franchises.
Wow, it's jam-packed here. Well, like it always
really
is. I mean, your sessions are always amazing. They're great, always great information. Keynotes, certainly just for the keynotes, make it worth it. Plus all the extra that come along with it. Well, and one of the things you mentioned, Spencer, if I heard this right, I just want to be clear. You said there is, if for some of our clients and folks that are tuning in who have never attended a convention or a conference, did you say that as a new franchise brand that they would have an opportunity for a comp admission to attend?
Yep.
Did I hear that right?
Yes, exactly. And we will give a comped admission to both this virtual event and next year whenever we do our live convention, so that you can, experience and see for yourself the benefits of both of those events. And, we also, in addition, we also have a live event coming up later this year, the Emerging Franchisor Conference, that you get one comp registration to as well. So we really believe in the value of IFA, and we want to show that to those brands. Whenever you join as well, you're going to get mentorship not only at the convention, but if you are a member, we have a mentorship program called Friendship, where you can continue to be mentored. After the 9 days, we will connect you with someone. You'll meet with them quarterly for your first year of membership, so that you really are getting that one-on-one attention. And I definitely encourage, if you're attending the convention, I think it just makes sense to join as well, just so that you're not, after the 9 days, you can build on that and learn more. And hopefully you'll be coming to other events of IFAs, and you'll be able to kind of take that convention knowledge that you get and ask more questions and maybe ask for the details. So certainly encourage everyone, and we're happy. We know that a lot of franchisors have been struggling with COVID, and membership in a trade association might not be top priority, but we're certainly happy to work on pricing and monthly payment plans. We really want to show people what IFA is doing for them during this time.
Yeah, well, and thank you, Spencer. That you're spot on, and I can be a testimony for the IFA, and not only for our business and just being just a great trade partner as a trade organization. Having been in business for a long time, not every association is membership focused, let's say, and really advocating on behalf of the members. And so, for those of you that are not as familiar with the actions that the International Franchise Association has been doing behind the scenes, I only know some of it just from what's been published or what's been made available. But the advocacy on behalf of the franchise community to Congress, to our elected officials has been phenomenal. And so I just want to say thank you for that, and just encourage anyone who's on the fence that leaning in favor of becoming a member and leaning in favor of attending the event is the best course of action, because there are greater things that the IFA is working on on your behalf to support you that you don't even know about is going on. So I just want to share that as well, that, it's just been great, as a supplier in it. And then of course, seeing the benefits that our clients see as a member.
Yeah, absolutely. And we are certainly, with the new administration coming in, we're certainly, I know that you mentioned GR, and, we're already making outreach to the new Secretary of Labor, and we've been continually lobbying to get more support for our small businesses that are members of IFA, and educate lawmakers, that franchisees are small businesses. They're part of a larger brand, but they are small businesses, and we will continue to advocate for that into the new Congress. And if you want to hear from other members as well, we have an awesome membership committee of about 50 members that Paul Rocchio and myself work with, and they are happy to talk to any new members and share their personal experiences with IFA. So you don't even need to hear it from someone with IFA. You can hear it from about 50 of our volunteers. They're more than happy to talk about the experiences and benefits that they've experienced with IFA. And many of them have been members for 10 plus years. So it's a really awesome community to become a part of.
Yeah, I agree. And well, Spencer, how would someone, what's the best way for someone to sign up for the convention, to look at membership? How do they do that?
Yeah, so they are welcome to email me directly. I can share my email, but it's just sbrignac@franchise.org. They're welcome to email me. You can join IFA, which I certainly recommend that you join IFA before signing up for the convention. That way we can get you that free comp registration. Just go to franchise.org, and at the top it says join or log in. You create an account, and then you should be good from there. But the membership department is here to help you. You can email me personally or email us all at membership@franchise.org. And we're happy to get you started either online or send you a PDF application for the convention. I believe that the website is franchise.org/convention. And the registration process should be seamless. If you choose not to be a member, you're welcome to register as a non-member. It is a higher rate, but if you're just not sure yet, feel free to do that. But also, please do reach out to us. Would love to talk to you because I really do think getting the whole entire package is important for franchisors, and being able to get the support not just for 9 days, but throughout the year from IFA.
Yeah, that's a great point. That's a great point. Yeah, to look at the membership first and getting in to get the whole collective membership benefit. That's a great point, because you never know when you need that resource or who to call or who to talk to, or just so much information that the IFA has available for members to benefit from. So yeah, I can definitely speak to that.
Yeah, and since March, since the beginning of the pandemic, we actually have a COVID-19 microsite that has over 120 webinars, and it ranges from how to do PR during COVID, how to deal with franchise relations. They range from everything. We've made over 120 of them since March, and I think that that's also a super helpful benefit. To kind of have that COVID community site. And we have forums on that. You're welcome to chat your questions. And we have some volunteer responders that check that, and happy to connect you with other members to answer your question as well as IFA staff.
Thank you for sharing that, Spencer. And a quick question, let's say I'm a franchisor, that maybe I was a member for a while and now I'm not a member anymore. And maybe, it's been a couple years, 2 or 3 years since I've been a member, but I'm rethinking that. I know we've been talking about some of the pros and, benefits of joining again, but maybe speak to kind of a pathway for someone to re-engage with the IFA instead of maybe just a new engagement, but a re-engagement.
Yeah, and the awesome thing about IFA is that we are a membership for the whole company. So anyone who's part of your company is automatically a member, even if one person pulls the trigger and decides to join. So what we discover is occasionally there are new people, a new CMO, a new CFO, who's not familiar with IFA and doesn't even realize, we have people that register sometimes as non-members, and we have to tell them, hey, you're actually a member, your company is included in this membership. And that's especially with franchisees who are part of a brand that's a member already. They can become members as well under that brand. So we are always doing onboarding. We are definitely happy to welcome back anyone who maybe is no longer a member but wants to try out the convention again. Certainly have that kind of same new member offer open to them as well if they've been out of the IFA for a couple of years. And maybe they have new leadership that wants to take a second look and hasn't been to the convention before. Certainly want to give them that same opportunity that we would a new member. So glad to speak with them and just talk about kind of some of the new things that we're doing. The new COVID environments really opened up a lot of new programs for IFA to do on both our advertising front, promoting franchises. We've got new digital offerings with our media kit. And new lobbying that we're doing and new education as well.
Great. Well, thank you, Spencer. And is there anything you'd like to share that we haven't had to maybe a chance to talk through or talk about for the IFA convention membership that I want to make sure you're able to get some of your key points that you'd like to make sure you're sharing today?
Yeah, just with the convention, I just want to encourage everyone, if you're a startup franchise, I would encourage you to go to the exhibit hall. One of the awesome things about our supplier members is that they are here specifically to do business with franchisors. They specialize. It's not just, our lawyers, they have an interest in the franchise community. They are experts on creating FDD. So I would encourage people to explore the exhibit hall. And talk to our supplier partners if they are doing business with people that are outside the IFA, and maybe take a look at some people that are members of IFA, because they really do have a vested interest and a specific expertise in franchising. And that goes for our PR companies that are members all across the board. We have 600 supplier members, and probably about 90 of them will be exhibiting. So I would encourage them to just take a look around the exhibit hall and see if a supplier provides a resource that they might not be getting their current vendor. So we'll be talking about COVID-19, obviously, and I just really encourage people, the real benefit of IFA is networking and meeting other people who can talk about your problems with and you can create connections with. So I would just end with encouraging people to really come to this like they would any other convention with their questions and a real desire to make connections with other franchisors in the room who may have gone through the same issues that you're going through right now.
Oh, that's great advice. Yeah, yeah, you said that very well. And that's a really good point, especially that exhibitor hall. We're a supplier member, but it's, you realize how many different little intricacy and specialties there are out there when you see all the different suppliers. And it's like, oh, I was looking for fill in the blank. I didn't know this was here. It might be maybe a new technology or CRM system or an email thing or financial management for your franchisees. I mean, the list goes on and on. So it's a great resource. That's a really great point, Spencer. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, absolutely.
And what are the convention dates? That was a good question, Yvonne. Thank you. So will you share the convention dates?
Yeah, absolutely. So the convention kicks off on February 10th. And then a couple days later, we'll start our general convention sessions, and it'll end on the 25th. So if you want specific session dates, feel free once again to go to franchise.org/convention to see specifically when those sessions that you're most interested in are happening. You certainly don't have to attend every date. Most of the sessions are in the afternoon, just so that East and West Coast people can both be on. If anyone has questions on the agenda, feel free to shoot a message to IFA, and we're happy to give you some recommendations, even on sessions if you're new to the convention and you're overwhelmed. We have about, it must be 80 something business roundtable sessions. That's a really popular event that we usually do. In normal times, it's just one big room with about 110 tables, and people just kind of flood into the room and go to whatever table they want. We have to be a little bit more organized about it in the virtual environment. But if they want to know more details about what those topics mean, we can connect them with the facilitators, and they can tell them a little bit more about it.
Great. Yeah, and the roundtables are awesome. Those are always that's definitely one of my favorite parts of convention for sure. Yeah. Well, Spencer, thank you very much for this. And for those of you tuning in, again, it's franchise.org/convention for information on the convention. And you can connect with Spencer or any of his colleagues directly to get that information. We'll make sure we include links and emails to everything so that we can get you connected directly to that. So, Spencer, anything else you'd like to share with the audience here?
Yeah, I think that we've pretty much covered it all, Tom. Really appreciate your time. And like I said, we hope that people are encouraged to join IFA, so that we can enhance, promote, and protect their brand.
Yeah. Well, thank you again. And we, Paul Racchio has been my contact for many years with the association. So unfortunately, he couldn't make it today, but fortunately, I get to meet you and spend some time with you. So I am grateful for that and for your time. So thank you so much. And we'll close out. So thank you all for attending. Tune in, we'll have these sessions every week, and we will be rebroadcasting this and make this available for a replay for anyone that would like to watch this again and connect directly with Spencer. So thank you so much, Spencer. Really appreciate it.
Awesome, Tom. Thank you for your time.
All right. Have a great weekend, everyone. Take care.